Let's look at the anatomy of work as imagined, and it's not too much of a stretch of the brain for you. So typically, regardless of the type of organization you are, the type of business model you use, work of some description comes in, whatever that looks like. The work gets planned and scheduled, generally. The work then gets handed over to some sort of delivery mechanism, whether that be a delivery team, a delivery manager, a project manager, dependent upon what you do. We then decide that there's going to be a group of people or a person, you know, if there's a particular operation that we're surgery or something, then there's a particular surgeon, but we decide who is going to deliver that work, no matter what the work is. And then the work gets completed. And then typically in most of our organizations, we achieve some success. Hopefully we get the job done successfully. And typically we will measure our success based on the outcomes of the work that we've done. And those will be things like profit, revenue, finance, you know, productivity, etc., etc. And for those of us on the call who are health and safety practitioners, hopefully we've done a successful job and we've had a good safety performance, whatever that means. And hopefully success leads to more success, we win more work, and so the cycle continues. And if we keep going around that cycle, hopefully we've got a fairly successful business. But as you and I know, it's not always quite as simple as that. Organizational drift it has been referred to a few times this morning. Certainly on the panel this morning, I talked about organizational drift, and I know David from SAI earlier spoke about it in his session. If you've worked with us or you've seen me present at the Congress in the Cotswolds in February, we went through the drift model in quite a bit of detail. I'm not going to spend too much time on it today, except to say that the blue line there represents what we call work as imagined. So the diagram that I just showed you, the anatomy of work, is represented there on this model by that blue line. So this is the way we think things are being done around here. And by around here, I mean inside of our own organizations. The red line down at the bottom is called the accumulation line. And these are things that accumulate over time, and they are what they say on the tin: the hidden hazards, the degrading equipment, the aging infrastructure, maybe even the aging workforce, dependent upon the industry you're in. Those system weaknesses and the things that accumulate over a period of time. And as you can see on that line, the same as you can on the green dotted line, it's not linear, it's not a straight line. So basically what you see represented there is these slight course corrections that I was talking about, if you heard me talking on the panel this morning, where during business as usual, we can see these accumulations and this drift. The green dotted line represents reality, work as done. And you can see where we sort of make these course corrections as we identify these things during normal activities. And yeah, what we do as human performance practitioners is we work in the area of drift, and we help our clients understand that drift is normal. Drift is actually very often required if you want to achieve successful outcomes. And depending upon the way you manage your people and your business, your people will be fine-tuned to deliver exactly the outcomes that you measure them against. So let me just repeat that. Over time, your workers become finely tuned to deliver exactly the outcomes that you measure them by, okay? And in order to achieve that, very often it's not possible for them to follow that blue line. They have to deviate, they have to flex, and they have to vary the way that they get jobs done in order to achieve what we normally require, the successful outcomes. So this is built on an axis, as you can see, around what the upward axis says, the way we do things around here. You could call that maturity as well, and over time. And typically what we see is where the two lines meet, where that accumulation effect hits the work as done line. That's when we see the unwanted, unplanned, or unexpected outcome. That doesn't always mean it's an accident or an incident. It could be, you know, a missed delivery. It could be a poor quality product. We might have missed our production targets. It could be financial. So again, you know, human and organizational performance isn't always just about health and safety. And, you know, that's why we talk about this people-centered operational excellence, because people are very often the difference between success and failure in every facet of our organizations.